Welcome to Morning Mobility with NATEFIT. 15 minutes of mobility in the morning to get you moving every day. Today we're going to do shoulders and spine. So we're going to start off in a cat-cow position. So for this, we're going to line up with the knees directly underneath the hips, hands directly underneath the shoulders. We are going to move our spine in extension and flexion. We're going to do this under control. We're going to start with the hips. We're going to work our spine into extension. So from this position, we're going to rotate our hips down towards the ground. We're going to do it very slowly. I want you to think about as much control as possible as we create that concave in the lower back. This is called extension. And we're going to very slowly work our way up the spine, trying to move each of our 24 movable vertebrae in our spine. Traveling all the way up, pushing the rib cage down, pulling that chest up. And then we're going to look up, picking our head up, chin to the ceiling. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, push the rib cage down. This is full extension. And then we're going to reverse. We're going to tuck the chin down, tuck the head like you're looking between your legs. Going to come push away from the ground, come up through the upper back, pulling that rib cage in, pulling our belly in, and tucking our tail between our legs. This is full flexion. And then we're going to reverse, starting with the hips, rotating our hips down towards the ground. Nice and slow, focusing on our lower back, going into extension, pushing the belly button into the floor, pushing the rib cage into the floor, curling that chest up, looking up as high as we can. Deep breath in. Exhale, push the rib cage down. And reverse. Tuck the chin, tuck the head. Slowly push away from the ground, getting your upper back towards the roof. Tucking that rib cage in, tucking the belly in, and tucking your tail between your legs. We're going to do one more here, starting with the hips, rotating them down towards the ground, pushing that belly button down, then the rib cage, coming up with the chest, pulling that chin up towards the ceiling. Deep breath in. Exhale, pushing the rib cage down, and slowly tucking the chin now, tucking the head, coming up through the upper back, pushing away from the ground, pulling that rib cage in, pulling the belly button in, and tucking your tail between your legs. Next, we are going to move the thoracic spine. This is the part of the spine the rib cage connects to. I would like you to try and kneel down just so we don't move our hips. If this is uncomfortable, you can get a pillow and put it under your butt. You can also do this seated in a chair. I'm going to do it from this position. We're going to start off. We're going to place our hands on our shoulders. This is all movements of the rib cage. So I'm going to tuck my ribs down. This is called flexion. We're rounding the back. From here, we're going to rotate on axis, turning our shoulders as much as we can, dropping our shoulder down. This is lateral flexion. Extending up, flaring that rib cage up as high as you can. Once we hit that middle position, we're going to rotate the other direction, turning our shoulders over as far as we can, dropping the shoulder down, tucking that rib cage in as we rotate back around in front, coming back to neutral. If you're struggling with this one of the cues is we're just drawing a big circle with our chest. We'll start again here. We're going to do 3 reps in one direction, 3 reps in the other. Tucking the rib cage down. This is flexion, rotation. Again, nice, slow, and controlled. I want you to feel all the tissue in your spine working. You should feel a stretch in almost every direction as you try to work through that full range of motion. If you're a golfer, this is a good one. This will help with your golf swing and free it up. Again, with our 3rd rep here, we're tucking the rib cage down, rotating, laterally flexing, extending upward, rotating to the other direction, laterally flexing, coming back around in front, finishing at neutral. Now we'll go 3 in the other direction. Flexion, rotation, lateral flexion, extension, rotation, lateral flexion, coming back around in front. It's important that you separate each movement to try and get as much movement out of each position as possible. Flaring that rib cage up, coming up as high as you can, rotating to the other direction, dropping down, coming back around in front, coming back to neutral, and we'll do 1 more in that direction. Flexion, rotation, lateral flexion, extension, rotation, lateral flexion, and back around in front. That is our thoracic spine cars. Next, we're going to go into our cervical spine. This is part of the spine of the neck. We technically have 7 vertebrae in there, but we're going to treat it as a single joint. We're going to start off by tucking our chin down, rotating and looking over to one side. You're going to feel a nice big stretch. We're going to tilt our ear to our shoulder, and then we're going to pick the chin up, following that stretch. Laterally flexing to the other side. Rotating, looking over as far as we can, looking for that stretch. Dropping the chin down to the collarbone. Back around in front. Coming back to neutral, and here we go again. Flexion. As you're doing this, you are trying to stay as active as possible, searching for that full range of motion. Tilting to the other side, rotating, dropping down to the collarbone, back around in front. 1 more time. Flexion, rotation, lateral flexion, extension, lateral flexion, rotation, flexion, back around in front. We're going to do 3 cars in the other direction. Flexion, rotation, lateral flexion, extension, lateral flexion, rotation, flexion, back around in front. You might hear some cracks or pops while you do this. That is not an issue unless you feel pain. And we're going to do 1 more in that direction. Excellent. That is our cervical spine. Again, all of this you can do standing up. You don't have to sit down. For most people, this is an uncomfortable position. If you need to pause the video and check out your legs in between, feel free. Next, we are going to go to our shoulder. With our shoulder, we are going to start off with our bicep pointed out. We're just going to draw a big circle with a rotational component. So as I go through this, I'm going to reference the bicep for rotation. So we're going to start off with our shoulder pointed out, our bicep pointed out, coming across the midline of the body. Elbow is going to stay straight the whole time. We're going to come up into shoulder flexion, coming as close to our ear as possible. Slowly coming away from the body, and now we're going to start rotating that bicep down towards the ground, coming around behind. While I'm here, I'm constantly fighting for that rotation, so when I come down to my side, my bicep's going to be pointed towards me, and then I'm going to reverse. Extension, rotating that bicep up. It's external rotation, coming up as close to my ear as possible. Still rotating up to try and get that bicep pointed towards the ceiling as I come across the midline, and back down to my side. We're going to do another one. Adduction, flexion, abduction, internal rotation, coming around behind into extension, and down to my side, biceps pointed towards me, and we're going to reverse. Extension, external rotation, pointing the bicep up, coming up nice and close to that ear as we rotate the bicep towards the ceiling, come across the midline, and back down to our side. We're going to do one more in this direction. Coming up into flexion, abduction, internally rotating, around, behind the back, and down to our side, and reverse. Extension, external rotation, rotating the bicep up, coming nice and close to our ear, rotating towards the ceiling as I come across the midline, and back down to my side. We'll go to the other side. Bicep pointed out. Here we go. Again, one of your goals as you go through this is to create tension. I'm squeezing my fist, trying to stay as active as possible throughout my range of motion, feeling each movement in my tissue, keeping the elbow straight. Extension, external rotation, coming up into flexion, still rotating that bicep towards the ceiling, and back down to my side. Again, adduction, flexion, abduction, internal rotation, extension, down to my side, and reverse. So remember that your CARs, controlled articular rotations, are the foundation of your health. This will help with tissue health and joint function. The healthier our tissue, the better our joints function, the better we feel when we move. This will get rid of all the stiffness, aches, and pains. Reversing into extension, external rotation, coming up into flexion, across the midline, and back down to your side. Those are your shoulder CARs, and we are going to finish off with our scapula. I'm going to go nice and close. For this one, we're going to put our arms out in front. These are just going to be a reference point for us. The elbows are going to stay straight. From here, again, you can do this standing. We have protraction, which is just punching forward. We have elevation, which is lifting your shoulders up to your ears. Retraction, squeezing our shoulder blades together. And then depression, dropping down. I'm always holding the previous movement while I perform the next. Protraction, as far as you can. Elevation, right up to the ears. Retraction, squeezing back. And depression, dropping down. One cue that you can use is you're drawing a circle from your shoulder. One more time here. Protraction, elevation, retraction, depression. Now we're going to reverse. I'm going to start with retraction, squeezing back, elevation, protraction, depression, retraction, elevation, protraction, depression. We're going to do one more rep, but for your reference here, this is extremely important because when we're tight, we go like this. When we're cold, we go like this when we're stressed. So getting blood flow to that tissue is going to be very important for you to relax your shoulders. One more time. Retraction, elevation, protraction, and depression. That is this episode of Morning Mobility with NATEFIT. Again, we're going to do it every day. There'll be a link posted at 5:30 a.m. If you want to get moving, if you know somebody that needs to get moving, somebody that has aches and pains, send them a link to the video. All the videos will be posted on there, so you can go through them all if you want to do more. Thanks for joining.